This is a Jasper report based on a query of some tables in a Postgres database. It was authored using a data source, iReport dev, that's using the credentials of a developer. In this case, Walker CAPG. Now from the preview window, you're able to save, using the save icon, the report in a variety of formats, including PDF, Excel, HTML, or text. An alternative deployment is to install a JasperReports Server and to upload the reports created in iReport Designer to the centralized server. Users can then be given access to the reports, and this will give the users the ability to refresh the reports with live data or to render it in different content types. To upload a report from iReport Designer, log on with your user account, and in the Reports folder, go to Add Resource and Jasper Reports. Call this Partners Report. And in this case, I'll upload a file that was produced in my installation of iReport Designer. Now I'll configure the data source. The report was authored using a data source specific to a developer. Now for the centralized server, rather than relying on a particular developer, I'm going to use a centralized database account. So I'll select the data source from the repository, and this is something that was created beforehand by an admin. Now iReport dev is the same data source name, but it's using different credentials. A later section of video will show how an administrator set this particular one up. Press Submit. Now this particular wizard can also be used to adjust the query or to upload things like images or scriptlet jar files. In this case, this is a pretty simple report that's only dependent on the data source. So the report's been uploaded, and in this screen here is where you can set a schedule and the various properties, as well as run it. So here we'll run it with a content type of HTML. There it is, similar to what was seen in iReport Designer. If you're curious, this Tomcat icon up here is referring to the installation, which is using a JasperReports WAR file. The server is configured to use a system data source rather than that of a user. When setting up the data source as an administrator, make sure that the users can read the data source's folder. So set the permissions for the folder in addition to setting the permissions for the individual data source. This prevents an error down the line when the user goes to configure and upload a report's data source.